Hello everyone, this is Philosophy 71, Ancient Philosophy. The beginning of the winter semester begins today. So you find on Blackboard, you find all the information you need from the syllabus to the material that we are using. It's all on Blackboard. You find that under course content. But you find the syllabus under course information on the left side of your home page. I also sent you an email already. I will make a video and upload a video basically every week, right, in which I give you some pointers, indications about what you had to focus on in your reading. Make sure that you read the syllabus carefully. Do all writing assignments in addition to the reading assignments, right? The writing assignments are the discussion board entries, the journal entries, the final reflective essay, which is included in the journal entries site, okay? So you find that on Blackboard, everything on Blackboard. You find the material on in the syllabus as well. So in any case, you have a description of the course, but that you can read and all the information you need, including the way to contact me via email, WhatsApp, or I don't know, Blackboard, Collaborate Ultra, Facebook Messenger, and so on. Okay. So make sure that you do all these things, and then the work is kind of at times difficult. The readings are maybe dense. I will make a short video every time. For example, today, I mean, in the face-to-face situation, we would also speak more about the general idea of philosophy, what philosophy is, general introduction to philosophy. All I can say now is that philosophy, more than what philosophy is, what philosophy does. The task of philosophy, the attitude of philosophy is to ask questions. So we always think with a question mark. That's what we do basically when we do philosophy. If you go to the week one in the syllabus, you see that I put the keywords Lao Tzu and Taoism. We begin in ancient philosophy with this ancient Chinese philosopher, very important philosopher in the Chinese tradition and in world philosophy, Lao Tzu, and the tradition that comes from him, Taoism, right? Which is actually, in a sense, a popular philosophy today as well. But in any case, I say then you see in blue ink, general introduction to philosophy. I said just a few words about what philosophy does, challenging everything, questioning everything, and the classical tradition. Keywords, you see those keywords: metaphysics, ontology, epistemology. Let me explain this very quickly, right? I mean, I had to be very sketchy, but metaphysics, physics, we more or less know what physics is, everything physical, in addition to being a science, but also indicates whatever is physical, material, tangible, and meta is a prefix that in the Greek language means beyond or after. Okay, so whatever is beyond the physical, visible, tangible, and so on dimension of things. Is there something like, well, in Lao Tzu, for example, there is this twofold structure. There is the moment of the visible and the invisible. And we can see that everywhere, I mean, think about nature, whatever we understand as nature, the trees, the ocean, and so on, the mountains, and so on. But the potency, the power inside, whereby things change, things grow, and so on and so forth, that is not visible per se. In any case, metaphysics is about this split between what seems to be the case, right? The appearance, whatever we see, and what in fact is the case. At times, maybe they coincide. At times, there is a difference, big difference. We are mistaken very often, I see the sunrise. There is no sunrise. There is to an extent. I can take a picture of the sunrise, post it on Facebook and so on, Instagram and so on, but the sun does not rise. Okay, so this is the question. Metaphysics asks the question, what is it? What is this in front of me, really? What? The question what? Okay? The same with ontology. Ontology, on is in Greek, again, not in English, a preposition in English. In Greek is a being, that which is, right? So logy, the science of, the study of that which is, the study of reality, the essence of reality, because that's what metaphysics does. Going beyond what seems to be the case, beyond the appearance, into the essence. Okay, so whatever. But in any case, this is also linked to epistemology, the third keyword that you see in the syllabus. Epistemology, episteme, in Greek is knowledge, logy, the study of, the science of, the theory of knowledge. The question here, instead of being the question, what is it? What is this? The question of metaphysics, the question is, what do I know? And how do I know that what I know, or what I think I know, what I believe I know, is actually the case? Whether it is, how do I know that it is true? Right? Because I could be mistaken, and very often I am mistaken. Precisely if I think that the sun rises only because I see the sunrise, then I am mistaken, right? I think about so many examples of this. How many times we are wrong, we are mistaken because our perception tells us something which does not correspond to the truth. Okay, so that's the question of metaphysics, which is linked to the question of reality, the question of that's the question of epistemology, knowledge, which is linked to the question of metaphysics, which is the question of reality, what reality really is. Okay, so in any case, in addition to this, then you will read and pay attention to especially the highlighted sections. I can't go into that now. In the face-to-face situation would be different. I had to be very sketchy. This is an introductory video as well, but there are highlighted by me highlighted sections in this wonderful book by Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching. Tao Te Ching, first of all, means the title of the book is Tao, is usually translated as the way. It's a difficult concept, the way, and that Te is the power of the way, and Jing is the book, right? The Tao Te Ching is the book of the way and its power. Lao Tzu, the name of the philosopher, is because Lao Tzu is a semi-legendary figure. We don't know if he actually existed, but in any case, we had the book. And Lao Tzu would be, Lao is old, Tzu is a teacher, so old teacher, that's the name of the philosopher. The beginning of the Taoist tradition. So the Tao Te Ching is the book of the way and of its power. What is the way? The way is hidden, then the way becomes manifest. Everybody has its own way, his or her own way, right? But then there is a hidden way at the beginning of everything. You will see that especially in the wonderful first chapter. They are short chapters, almost like poems, right? In the Tao Te Ching. And then pay attention to chapter 11, for example, very important too, about that which is and that which is not. And then there are some important concepts, okay, that you find, because you see this week one, we had to do all the sections on Lao Tzu, because this is the short semester whereby 1 week is like 2 weeks. Okay, so you see then that still in week one I give you other key concepts in the syllabus. Read the syllabus. The way, Tao, its power, Te, I spoke about this already. The vital energy concept of Qi, which is also popular today in many situations, many contexts, from Qi, the vital energy. That in the past, when the Europeans, for example, first went to China in right after the Middle Ages, the 1500 and so on, they started translating the Chinese books, and they said, well, this Qi must be the soul, but it's not the soul. It's not immaterial, like say the religious, Christian soul. It is a immaterial force, the vital energy that, like breathing, breath, that circulates throughout the body, whereby the body is a living body, right? I mean, think about practices such as, well, I mean, yoga is a different tradition, but similarly, or Tai Chi. Think about Tai Chi you know so all the martial arts are based on principles of Taoist philosophy, basically. And then another very important concept I want to highlight, that because I'm going to wrap up this video, short video, soon. Non-action, you find in parentheses Wu Wei, W-U-W-E-I, Wu Wei is the concept in Chinese that we translate as non-action. However, non-action is not doing anything at all, but it is really effortless action. I mean, non-action means not overdoing things. Non-action is the doing of not doing. Think about this. Very deep, very important concept, okay? So that's the most important concept in Taoist philosophy, that you have the full and you have the empty. You have that which is, but you have that which is not. Actually, that which is based on that which is not. Being is based on nothing. Action is based on non-action. Non-action, at times, I just give an example, at times not doing something, not saying something is more important than doing or saying something. Think about that, right? I mean, when people have a bad argument, for example, I mean, if not saying something means maybe the argument is now going to escalate into something worse. So this not doing, not saying is not complete inaction, but it is the doing of not doing. Okay, it is still some kind of action in a sense, but in what seems to be negative, but it's not negative. Okay, so it has its impacts, its importance as well. All right, so I hope that this is clear. You can always contact me with questions, comments and so on. So make sure that you do write the first the discussion, I mean, actually the first discussion board entry is your introduction. Introduce yourself, say whatever you want to share with me, with the class, about yourself, your major, where you're from, and so on and so forth, right? How you dealt with and dealing with the crisis, the pandemic, right, that we are still going through, and so on. And then the second the discussion board entry for week 1 will be on Lao Tzu, and so also the journal, right? So make sure that you do both of them by next Sunday, okay? I believe June 10th, all right? And then also we'll do Confucius and Buddha briefly next time. This is part 1 of the class, which is, I divide the course into 2 parts. This is weeks 1, 3. We do Lao Tzu, then Confucius, Buddha, and the pre-Socratics later. In week 3, we had to be fast. I mean, the semester is short, okay? But make sure that you do the readings. Again, remember that for this week, what you have to read is precisely, right, the book, the short book by Lao Tzu, the Tao Te Ching, especially focusing on those highlighted sections, okay? So see you next week. Thank you. Bye.